Hi everyone, welcome to News Dabs, the Pro Cannabis Media Group's weekly news video. From ProCannabisMedia.com, I'm Jimmy Young. We look for the biggest stories in the historic rollout of legalized cannabis, from the medicinal side of things to adult use. From our Massachusetts base to around the world, we find the interesting little dabs of news to share with you. First up, since we're coming off a holiday weekend, we have to get caught up with a story that was all over the news last week. Retired All-Pro Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski has joined other athletes in their support of that magical cannabinoid CBD. Our friends at Abacus Health and CBD Medic have signed Gronk to an endorsement deal for one of their many topical products. Now, this story isn't just about Gronk endorsing a product. He's urging all leagues to allow their athletes to use CBD.
I'm here today to appeal to the sports governing bodies of the world to update their position on CBD, whether that's the NBA, MLB, or NFL. It's just time. I only wish I knew about CBD Medic while I was playing. It would have made a huge difference for me, I believe, during my playing career.
Let's see, human growth hormone, HGH or CBD, no-brainer on that one, huh? Now only one sports organization has stopped testing for CBD, and it's FIFA, the World International Football or Soccer Association. You know, they run the world's biggest sporting event, the World Cup of Soccer, every 4 years. Well, at the tournament last year in Russia, FIFA allowed the recommendations of the World Anti-Doping Agency and removed CBD from its banned list. No new sales figures reported by the state's Cannabis Control Commissions yet, so we'll get back to that Massachusetts State Tote Board next week. The commission is continuing to parry protests about their process of getting licensed in this state, especially when it comes to those most affected by the failed war on drugs. Only one license for adult use of cannabis in the city of Boston has been granted so far, and that store won't open for a few more months. Now, many people are starting to get upset that the social equity focus that was part of the Massachusetts law has not been delivered because of the cost of the process. And that still didn't stop the commission from issuing 3 more commence operations licenses to 3 more adult use dispensaries. One is in Salisbury, as Alternative Therapies Group will open another one up there. Solar Therapeutics opens in Somerset, and in some town named Montague near Turner's Falls, 253 Organic is open, once you find out where exactly Montague is. Now, did you know that way back when this country started, Maine was part of Massachusetts? It was 1820 when the great state of Maine was formed, and now if you are a medical card holder in Massachusetts, you can gain access to dispensaries in Maine in an exchange program that was announced last week. There are now 25 states who have opted into this exchange program for medical marijuana. The CDC is warning the public to not use bootleg vapes for CBD or marijuana. There have been over 200 cases of lung-related illnesses over the past few months that have been traced back to bootleg or illegal market producers. Come on, people, just follow the rules, will you? And finally, today on News Dabs, there's a rabbi in Lynn, Massachusetts, who is trying to open the East Coast's first kosher marijuana edible manufacturing plant. It still has to be approved by the city council, of course, but Rabbi Aaron Balcony wants to provide a product for medicinal dispensaries that have a kosher blessing. Now, I don't know how big a market there is for this, folks, but it's another example of why it's a whole new world of weed out there. Reporting for ProCannabisMedia.com, I'm Jimmy Young, and here are some events coming up in the Boston Cannabis Week. News Dabs is a weekly production of the Pro Cannabis Media Group. It is supported by Alternative Compassion Services in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. ACS is a leading provider of medicinal cannabis at 693 Elm Street in Bridgewater.